Joining us now, Jake Sherman, co-founder of Punchbowl News and an MSNBC political contributor. Former Congressman of Florida, Carlos Curbelo, is with us, an MSNBC political analyst. So, Jake, does this bill make it to the floor of both houses?
No, I don't think it makes it to the floor. It certainly doesn't make it to the floor over here. Speaker Mike Johnson is not going to put this bill up. I can tell you that based on reporting, based on conversations I've had. The only way this could get to the floor, and listen, we can't tell the future, right? We don't know how bad this is going to get. We don't know what we don't know at this point, Chris. So we have to just take that as a baseline. But the only way I could see this getting to the floor in the next several months is through a discharge petition. Now, a discharge petition, as we've talked about before, you need 218 signatures, and you can only do that after 30 legislative days of the bill being not acted on in committee. That would place this in late June. It's April, so we have 2 months plus of time that this bill will be ignored. So I honestly don't think this is a viable option in the House right now. And remember, the White House has just issued a veto threat on this bill. Speaker Mike Johnson is unflinchingly and unfailingly loyal to Donald Trump. There is let's be clear here. There's not a chance that Speaker Mike Johnson is going to put this on the floor on his own volition. It's just not going to happen.
There were congressmen, some Republican senators, expressing concern over tariffs over the weekend. Let me play a few of those.
And I got to say, if we're in a scenario 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, with massive American tariffs and massive tariffs on American goods in every other country on earth, that is a terrible outcome.
I'm not going to bubble wrap it. What's happening is not good. Now, will it continue? Will we find a bottom and then it'll start to go back up? I hope so.
Markets are down about 8% in just 2 days, and I'm getting all kinds of reaction from businesses, farmers in Wisconsin that are highly concerned about what's happening.
Those concerns come as hundreds of thousands of people, I'm sure you watched it, Congressman. They turned out all around the country, all 50 states, to protest Trump's policies. But, I mean, does that put enough pressure on them to do something? You just heard what Jake said. There's no chance that a bill like the one that's out there on the Senate side and that Bacon wants to put out there makes it to the House. So what do all those protests mean? What do all those phone calls? One senator telling me she usually got about 50 phone calls, maybe a day. Now she's getting in the thousands.
Well, that's right, Chris. And while Donald Trump doesn't have to face the voters anymore, congressional Republicans do return to the ballot in November of next year. So I do think the big question here is how long does this all last? If it's another month or so, I can see these legislative efforts going away. If this is a, half a year type thing, then I do think you're going to see congressional Republicans start to put up some resistance, start to leverage their votes. 4 senators can bring the Senate to paralysis. 4 House members can also paralyze the House. So I do think if there's no resolution here, if the administration doesn't communicate clearly with Republicans in Congress as to what the plan is, how long they expect that people will have to endure this pain. If you see job numbers starting to decline and the stock market continuing this route, then I do think you'll start seeing congressional Republicans leveraging those votes, especially in the context of this big reconciliation effort where the administration wants to deliver their agenda. You will start seeing some resistance. I don't know if it's the bills that you were talking about with Jake, but there will be other forms of leverage being used by members of Congress for sure.
Well, let me go back for just a second, Jake, to timing, because due respect to Senator Cruz, there's a big difference between 30 days and 60 days and 90 days and the patience of the American public. I know you reported on a House Republican conference call yesterday. If Trump doesn't show any sign of moving, then what?
It's a good question. I mean, we're really in new territory here, right? I mean, the market is down appreciably over the last 3 days. It's the biggest drop, one of the biggest drops in history. So I'll say this, where they're not getting, members of Congress are not even getting basic information on what to expect, on what the tariffs are trying to achieve, if they are trying to negotiate, if they're not trying to negotiate. I mean, it depends who you listen to in the administration. You're going to get different answers. So I'm not really sure. You could walk away from any interview with a member of the White House staff or the president and get a completely different view of what they're trying to accomplish. But Mr. Curbello's right. There does come a point where they could leverage their votes and leverage their power on Capitol Hill to try to drive an outcome. Now, I haven't seen any Republican, to be honest with you, who is willing to do that. Those people do not exist in the same way they did 5-6 years ago, at least in the first Trump administration, for sure. The president has more power now on Capitol Hill, more loyalty now on Capitol Hill than he has in the past. So I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know when that comes to bear. But I will say the president is asking the Congress, the House and the Senate, to do a lot right now. The reconciliation bill, tax cuts, spending cuts. This is an incredibly active time for legislating, and just throwing these tariffs in the middle of that is daunting.